The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
Hello, everyone, and thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Every 8 Hours. To my new subscribers, welcome. The channel is called Every 8 Hours because when it was initially started, every 8 hours a black woman or a black female child was being murdered by someone that they love, usually at the hands of the black man, but not always. We've further added that it's now every 5 hours, so that time has shortened, which means more deaths every 5 hours. A black woman or a black female child is being murdered by someone who's supposed to love them. Tonight's story will be about 38-year-old Ashley Hardin of Rockford, Illinois. Ashley was a single mother. She was divorced and had 3 beautiful children, as you can see on the screen. She worked in healthcare and would often post pictures from work on her social media. About around 2017 or the end of 2016, she started to date Rayshawn Smith. Rayshawn Smith was about 8 years older than Ashley, and the two formed a relationship. As you can see, very nice looking couple, in my opinion. They also formed a business. The name of the business was called Finishing Touch Cleaning and Restoration. I'm guessing this business was formed because Mr. Raymond Smith has a prison record and probably wasn't able to get a regular job, which is great. Farming a business is great. I'm not sure how successful the business was, but this was their life. And like I always say, from Facebook looking in, everything looked perfect. Looked like Rayshawn was good with her kids. I'm not sure if he had kids, but it looked like a beautiful couple having a great time. Ashley would often post things about him on her page. So in this picture she posted, this look, my kids come first always, but this man right here, couldn't find a better one if I tried. Never perfect, but perfect for me. And like I always say, Facebook be giving the most illusions. Another thing I see in this picture though, isn't it kind of eerie that she's looking into the eyes of what will be her murderer? Very, very scary. And I read these posts because I'm trying to show you guys how much when I do these stories, how much women often big up the guys that they're involved with, which there's nothing wrong with that if there's reciprocity. So far, out of the 30 videos I've done, I've only seen one video where the man is, get bigging up his wife as much as she's doing the same thing for him. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but make sure there's reciprocity because when I looked on his page, I really didn't see any tributes to her, any loving, no, nothing. Like, make sure you're getting the same thing back, the same energy back that you're putting into a relationship. So on this post, she said, one of my favorite pics of us, thankful to have this guy. He goes hard for me and my kids, never hesitating to love, care, and provide for us. Nobody's opinion comes close to the reality of who you really are. Remember that. R.D. Smith. Remember that what I just said. Nobody's opinion comes close, and she put close in large letters to capitalize to the reality of who you are, R.D. Smith. We appreciate you daily, not just in good times, but in the rough times as well. I love you exactly as you are. So as I say, from Facebook looking in, it looks like a very nice relationship. Looks like she was all about her man, all about her kids. Actually seemed like a sweetheart. Just reading her posts, different things that she posted let me know that it seems like she had a warm heart. And from what her family members and her friends post, that seemed like it was true as well. One thing I did find very, very disturbing from her page was the many pictures she took of him, which all had pictures of him sticking up his middle finger. And this is like over 16 posts. And I get it. I understand, like, you want to be playful with your man, but I don't know. It just seemed like blatant disrespect to me. And it seemed like, I would have been like, can you think of another pose? Like every picture you take has to be your middle finger. like your middle finger in my face, your middle finger behind my head. I just feel like this was very disrespectful. And even the small things we don't take as disrespect are disrespect. So ladies, get in the comments and let me know if you would feel some type of way if your man was posting this many pictures with middle fingers or middle fingers in your face. Like, am I just being overly sensitive? Because I would be so annoyed. But apparently it didn't bother her because she said, okay, guys, so I told y'all I was going to post a special collection of photos in which my man is flipping me off. Here you go. Just terrible. I hope this makes someone laugh as much as it made me laugh. Laugh my ass off. There or more. He hates taking pictures. I'm cracking up. And like I said, I understand having fun and all that, but I just think it's very disrespectful. But get in the comments and let me know what you guys think about all these pictures. And then this last one is really ignorant and disrespectful because this man beside him looks all of 60-something years old. So you can't think of any other pose that you can do with this old man standing next to you, like you're 46 years old. I just think it's ridiculous and ignorant, but I'm going to get off my soapbox. So Rayshawn Smith goes by R.D. Smith on Facebook. And I went on his page just to see what type of things that he was posting. And this is the only picture on his timeline. Apparently, this is a picture from when he was in prison till now. So I guess he wants to show that he's a reformed prisoner. Of course, he's written the book, Found the Lord, and started his own business. So many people were posting that he was a success story. I say not, but hey, that's just my opinion. But no really information about her. I did see like one story with her in it, but that's it. Like no bigging her up, no adoration for her, no admiration, no nothing. Just his prison picture and all the people in the comments, his friends and family members telling him how much of a success he became. Apparently he's not, because he's going right back to prison. And so I would love to say that this Black girl got her happily ever after. She had her man, her kids, a good life, as it appears on Facebook. But of course, that's not the way the story ended, because if it did, it would not be on every 8 hours. So let's get into it. On July the 23rd, it was reported that Ashley Hardin and her son were inside the house when they started to smell gas. They found 3 milk jugs filled with gas in the front yard. Some of it had been poured around the exterior of the house. Ashley Hardin told her son to go back inside and went out of the house in her robe after a silver Cadillac was seen parked outside her house. She never returned. So she's reported missing. Everyone's wondering where she is. And then all of a sudden, a video pops up on her page.
People are going to call me crazier and wonder why I did what I did. Deception. Stop dealing in deception with people. When I met Ashley, I was openly polyamorous. I slept with women. I was upfront about it. I told her about my anger issues. I told her about my felony. I told her about prison. I told her about being controlling, violent, everything. I gave her every opportunity to walk away. I gave her every opportunity to be honest with me, but instead she chose to constantly deal in deception. And I'm tired of it, period. And a lot of the deception is far beyond her. It comes from the Rockford fucking black church. When I met her, she had just stopped fucking a pastor in his church. In fact, she's fucked with like 4 or 5 pastors here in Rockford. And it's not just her. The Rockford black church is corrupt as fuck. They protect these predatory pastors. They give them money. All these fucking pastors around, they got all these goddaughters and young light-skinned girls that they taking on trips to other countries and to all these concerts and church this and that. And you stupid people in Rockford pay the tithes and offerings to pay for this shit. I know countless women with evidence that have dealt with these fucking black pastors here in Rockford, and y'all go for it. One of the worst motherfuckers is Ronald Alexander. Looking his phone, looking your daughter's phone. If if your daughter go to his church, look in her phone. E.J. Parham. I don't know how the fuck he became a pastor, and everybody know he used to buy pussy on Broadway almost every fucking day. Bishop James fucking his own granddaughter. And all this shit is always rumored about in Rockford, but it gets swept under the rug. And then another bad one was Larry Hamilton, Ashley's ex-husband. He's so fucking corrupt. All his fake ailments and tithe and offering and sympathy. The two, Ashley and Larry, were sneaky and corrupt together, and they birthed 3 sneaky, corrupt fucking children. Hate me for saying it, but it's the fucking truth. And now Larry can get all the fucking sympathy that he wants. He can get all the fucking tithe and offerings that he wants. Fuck him. Do better. Y'all supposed to be so fucking churchy. I've been looked down on by the black church my entire fucking life. When me and Ashley first announced that we was fucking around, my blood fucking cousin, Lynn Washington, go try to warn her on Facebook. Why? Well, here's your why. Fuck you.
The same morning that the video was posted, on July the 23rd at 7:45 a.m., police found Ashley's body behind an Ecolab building. The report says she was found with a major head injury. Police found a projectile under Hardin's body and 2 unused bullets by her body, along with several unused zip ties. Police started looking for Smith since he was in a relationship with Hardin and after the video had been posted. Security video from Ecolab showed his silver Cadillac driving to the business that morning. Police found Smith's car later that day and pulled over Smith, who was the only one in the car. They found a machete, blood, zip ties, and Hardin's phone, as well as her medications. So here we have another case of a black woman losing her life due to a black man. And I don't know, but these cases with these guys who've already been to prison, I really kind of feel like they want to go back. You see in the video, first of all, the video is very disturbing. The fact that he's saying he told her that he was polyamorous, meaning he was out there sleeping around, but then he had the audacity to mention in the video that she had slept with a couple of pastors. Like, you're doing worse. Like, you're sleeping with multiple people at the same time. And then my question is, are you sleeping with multiple women because you're not satisfied? Like, are you slinging that prison ping because you really want to go back to prison and get what you really want? Because why are these guys so eager to go back to prison? I wish I knew how much time he did to try to figure out like why? Why would you do all this knowing that you would be going back to prison? I don't know. It's just kind of funny to me. And then another thing he said is, I gave her every opportunity to be honest with me. Instead, she chose to constantly deal in deception. Like, some reason I think that this was all in his mind. I really do, because someone who's, I mean, it can happen, but someone who's bragging about you that much on Facebook, I mean, who is she dating that don't care that she's basically in love with you or acting like she's in love with you on Facebook? Like, wouldn't that person have a problem with her posting that stuff? I just think maybe he probably was a little paranoid. I mean, I'm just going by the things that he said. Another thing is, he said that he let her know that he had anger issues. He let her know that he was violent, and he let her know that he was controlling. I don't know if this is true. He is a prisoner. He's probably not telling the truth. But if he is telling the truth, ladies, please, if a man tells you who they are, believe him. If anybody tell you who they are, believe them. And another thing he said was that his blood cousin tried to warn her. And then he says, why? Because she probably knew that your ass was crazy. So that's why she tried to warn her. So I feel like if he really did try to warn Ashley, and then the cousin tried to warn Ashley, and we don't do victim blaming over here at all, because it's totally his fault. He made a decision to do the things that he did. But I'm just saying, ladies, if a man tell you who they are, please believe them. And the fact that in the video he said that Ashley and her husband, her ex-husband Larry, had raised deceiving children, but yet here you are holding my daughter, being so close with my children. I'm allowing you around my children. This was very, very diabolical. Very sad situation. So one of her friends reported that her and Ashley were best friends, and she said when she got with Rayshawn, it kind of tore the friendship apart, and he basically didn't let Ashley talk to her for about 3 years. But she also reported that Ashley was sweet and loving. Even her family members saying she was a devoted mom who did everything she could for her kids. She was talented. She had a beautiful voice. Oh my God. I went to her Facebook page and I listened to some of the songs that she was singing. That girl had a gorgeous voice. She sung one of Whitney Houston's songs, and I mean, you could not tell the difference. Like, she had a beautiful voice. Tragedies are commonplace. All kinds of diseases, people are slipping away. Economy's down, people don't get enough pay. But as for me, all I can say is thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Yeah. Ladies, remember, this is every 5 hours that a Black woman or Black female child is murdered by someone who is supposed to love them. Usually it's by a Black man, but not always. A lot of the cases I'm going to present to you, it will not be a Black man. It'll be a Black woman, or it'll be a white man, or it'll be a white woman. But the majority of the cases are Black women and Black children, females, being murdered by a Black male who is supposed to love them. Again, you know what I'm going to say. Please protect yourself. Please make sure you're vetting the people that you're around. If a man tells you anything about a felony, murder, prison, violence, he has a temper, any of that, please get far away. In some cases, you can't vet the person. Sometimes these are people that you've been with for years. The only thing I could say with that is make sure you're practicing your Second Amendment right. Make sure you're ready. Make sure you're strapped. It's sad to say, especially if it's with someone that you're in a relationship with, but I mean, now we got to have our head on swivel because we don't know who is going to be acting up. We don't know who is going to try to take our life. And so I wish I knew what the answer was, but I don't. The only thing we can do is try our best to, like I said, vet people, try to be around people who we know that don't have violent tendencies, that are not likely to do these things to us. But like I said, you don't know who will be doing it. It's really scary out here. It's very sad that Ashley lost her life after being in a relationship with this man, after, giving him all the love and, on Facebook that, seemed like a man would want to have. A lot of times, like I said, these stories that you're seeing, these couples that you're seeing, people that we're saying couple goals, is not as it seems. It's the majority of the time, I would say about maybe 85% of the time, it's not as it seems. It's all a facade. So never think about your situation like, comparing it to other people's on social media and saying, oh, my life is not like theirs, or I wish I had, because you don't know what people are going through behind closed doors. You just never know. And I mean, a lot of these cases, these men are demons. They cool one day and they snap in the next. But I really feel like there are things that lead up to let you know what's going on. In this case, he's saying that his own cousin tried to let her know. If you have that person's family member trying to let you know, that's definitely somebody you should not be with. If he's telling you he's running around slinging prison peen, that's definitely somebody you just do not want to be with. And the rate of return back to prison for men who've been to prison is very high. Like it's very high. Like, more than likely, if you're dating somebody who's been in prison, he's going to do something to go back to prison. So just don't date men who've been in prison. And like I said, that's people who haven't been in prison are killing Black women. But I mean, there are certain things that we can do to try to prevent ending up in this situation. But like I said, even if you vet people, you just don't know who's gonna end up attacking you. May Ashley rest in peace. I hope that her kids are placed within the loving home, of her family, and able to get therapy and to heal and to be able to cope with the fact that they lost their mom, because she seemed like she was an awesome mom and just an awesome, loving person. May she rest in peace, and I'll see you guys in the next video.